Yeah, well, we just need to get a new one. That's all there is to it. Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome back to our little corner of the internet. Welcome to Tales from the Table Studio, where you deserve a seat at the table. My name is T.R. Grimm. We actually have a lot to do, so we're going to go real quick right around the horn and hop right into it with the immediate aftermath of our last episode. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go right down my line. So, Kema, you go first.
Hello, everybody. It's your favorite Diamond Cam. I'm like all the other nerds you follow, except with some new dice this time.
Perfect.
I'm playing.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, playing LSE Lima, he, they. I am they, them. Obviously, K.
So yeah, Kay, you're up.
Hi. Yeah, I'm Kay. I am she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Coraline Emberton, who is also she, her pronouns. Over to our wonderful Jax LaFay.
I am Extel. Pronouns are he, him. So are Jax's. Jackson Faye. He, him also, who is now a dragon man. For real this time.
His actual pronouns are now Fae Dragon, so...
There you go. Life is how it lives. But yeah, and Lion is next, I believe.
Hey, it's Shrek Lionheart. Most people call me Lion. I use they, he pronouns, and today I'm playing Adam Levy, who uses he, they pronouns. And we're having a time. And that's me.
So we open on the four of you coming out from this flaming hole in the ground. Jax has not resumed his human form. And there is smoke. There is destruction. You guys have dealt a blow to the Paradox King's operations. You've taken out you're not quite sure, but this facility, at least, for where they were creating the Shadelings, that mass army of seemingly never-ending shadows in uniform that you have been fighting. And there is the ringing of bells for a fire brigade. There are people running and grabbing buckets, dipping into the Thames and just starting bucket lines. People are trying to figure out where this fire is coming from and put it out. And the four of you are coming up.
Well, I believe we should kind of move along here. Not to mention the dragon in the room. Are you going to remain this way?
I don't think I can go back.
What do you mean?
I talked to Nimue earlier. I figured I should do my best to pave the way for you all. I'm Faye now.
And a powerful one at that. But, yeah.
Sorry. Is there just, we can get to the little cave headquarters from pretty much any doorway as long as we use the key, right?
So long as the door has a lock for you to use, your key will work.
Is there a door with a lock anywhere around here?
All over the place.
Great. Coraline's gonna stick the key into a lock and be like, let's talk about this more in private.
Yes. And Adam will hold the door open to let everyone through. And there is a noticeably lingering look, Ellis, when you pass.
Something.
And yeah, what? As you guys step in, this conversation continues into the cave.
Something on your mind?
I have found that in recent days there has been a lot on my mind, but yes, though I recognize that we have more pressing matters, I do hope that we will return to this, though, because I do not think anything is lost on me at present.
Anytime, madame.
There is a noticeable raise of the eyebrows, because I don't know that that's you've ever said that before, right? That feels noticeably, yeah. So there is that like very slight raise of the eyebrows, but it doesn't get pressed more than that.
As I go through the door, I get on all fours because I figure I'm probably too big to stand up to go through it. So I'm on all fours walking into this place.
Walking through the doorway, yes, but it is a high enough ceiling that you can at least stand up. Mostly your neck might be bent a little, but you can at least stand up.
Yeah. I'll stay on all fours because he feels he's like, I guess this is who I am.
It feels oddly not again. It feels screw it, it's fine. It feels oddly natural for you as you're making these motions. The feeling of your body now even more draconic than it was before. When you first grabbed this form, there was this, back 80 years ago, there was this sense of having to develop into it to a certain degree, figuring out what those differences are between your human and that partial form. Now this form is even more draconic, and it feels much more natural. Those missing pieces of that hybrid form falling into place as you now better understand how the draconic form is supposed to move. Your tail's a little bit longer, your joints are shifted a little bit, the wings placement is a little bit further back than they were before. All these things kind of bringing together that even upright, but especially on four legs, it now feels much more natural.
This is interesting. Go into the middle of the room and sort of like lie down, and there's like that.
Do we curl up into like the dragon meets dog? Like are we a dragon donut?
Yeah, that's kind of what happens here. It's oddly comfortable.
So you were saying you can't go back to your human form?
It doesn't seem like I can yet. I should be able to, but it feels distant.
So what? I don't understand what happened in there exactly. All those people are just gone.
Not exactly. They're safe. I can't quite explain it, but they are somewhere connected to me.
They're in different stages of transformation. Shadelings, they'll stay in there, right? They're not gonna come out and hurt people.
Yeah, well, Grim. Do I think they could get out if they tried?
Not only can they not get out, you are now intrinsically tied to where your horde is, and in that place, time doesn't work the same. It's kind of as if it's almost a little bridge into fairy, and specifically where dragons keep their hoards within fairy. Not only can they not get out without your permission, they're not going to progress or change without your permission. They're kind of temporally locked how they are.
And he'll look at you, and he looks like he's thinking for a second, and he says, they are, this is going to sound bad, they are mine. And they won't do. They won't change unless I let them.
Then can you undo?
Yes. But if I were to, they would
No, their
continue.
transformation, I mean. You can stop them from continuing. Could you push it the other way?
I don't know. I need. This is different than before. My existence, I could feel it. It is not the same. And the magic I wield is more primal, I think. So I'm not quite sure what I can do or not do just yet. I'll have to talk to Titania. There's no better teacher, I guess, than the oldest dragon here.
I suppose that's true.
And we'll have to keep a watch without you for a little while until you fix this.
I have to imagine we will have to be diligent. I can't see our enemy taking what we've done here lightly or without response.
It's true, we have cut off a very important avenue for them.
A lot of things will change. If I remember correctly, I shall most likely lose my position in the kingdom as general. So there's a lot of things that we won't be able to do anymore because of that.
Of course.
Oh no.
You can't be a bridge if you've already stepped to one side.
Yes. Although I don't think it was a bad decision.
It was not meant to criticize. I only meant to,
How do we move forward?
clarify and lament.
Our plan revolves
Yes.
around propping you up.
Yes. We'll have to find someone else to do it.
Indeed. We are short on options, to be sure. There are so few we know we can trust now. And I can't think of any who we can ensure can defend themselves in the position and will have a strong case to make.
Perhaps it is time to change.
What do you mean?
Stand up again on all fours and raise his head up high and the sort of purple glow in his eyes that I guess now is more persistent than it used to be.
It is. Your eyes almost look kind of how Titania's almost have that gem-like quality. It is almost as if your eyes are now carved from amethysts.
That's cool. One sec while I bask in that. But he will look to you all and says, sometimes broken systems must burn.
Cousin, what you're talking about is
Treason.
that is how many will perceive it, yes.
Well, many don't perceive me as a citizen of this kingdom anymore, probably at this point.
But they perceive what we do as protectors of it.
Sometimes to protect something, you have to give it a good wallop.
There's a moment where Dom's eyes shift over to Coraline's, sort of gauging the temperature from her.
Coraline's kind of looking sort of interested, but concerned.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. I thought you were going to say something else. I apologize. And then there's a hard shift over to Ellis. Are you? Is anyone still in suit, or has anyone demorphed besides Adam?
Oh, Coraline has demorphed.
Ellis has not.
And I think that Adam looks over at Ellis, and there's an almost pointed statement of, well, Mr. Ilima, you are the most outside eyes that we have here. What say you of all this?
My kingdom has a history when it comes to overthrowing systems, and I am not quite one that could be say that I'm fond of it. But for now, I think we should take our time to plan our next steps carefully. It seems that a lot of choices that we make here are going to sway the public's opinion on us. Ellis sort of makes his way over to Jax and rests the left hand on Jax's scales. For now, friend, rest.
I will go into Fairy. I need to talk to my grandmother to see how to better understand my new nature.
Understanding the nature of your power is very important in using it. One should always know how to utilize it, where best to utilize it, and where it comes from.
A understanding I've come to now. When I first transformed into this new form, which was, I guess, like 20 minutes ago. But something that spoke to me and that I understand who I am now. I am me, Jax LaFay. But I am also the protector of all the things that I claim as mine.
Yes. Yours.
And I Understand now that it is not me anymore. It's the three of you who will change this. Not an old man, but those with young spirits and changing hearts. So, fight. Fight for what you believe is right. And I swear with all the might in my bones that I will shield you so that you can keep fighting. And he'll take a claw, and he'll, with one claw, and he'll rip a hole in the air to create a portal to the fairy, if I can do that.
So you can, which is just in time for Jordan's portrait to actually animate just in time to just go, you got this, and then goes back to what it was before.
Okay. I'll catch up with you all later.
Thank you, Jax. Good luck.
We are going to follow Jax for a moment, and we're going to come back to everybody else. So you open this portal. If I remember correctly, because let me check the document book. I believe that Titania was the Queen of Avalon.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah. No, I just wanted to make sure. I just had to put my hand. So yeah. So has Jax ever actually been to Avalon?
He's probably like once or twice, but that was probably
Okay.
so long ago.
So you enter into the courtyard of Titania's castle, because it's kind of your blood would home in on where to go, and you see Jordan in their human form, drink in hand, kind of leaning against one of the port cutlasses, taking a sip as you step out. Cousin, I see we've made a decision.
Yes.
Let's go see the old lady, he says as he kicks back his drink and sets it on one of the counters where a sprite comes by and grabs it, carrying it away. It is an interesting place, your however many time grandmother's home. It is Escher-esque in a lot of ways. There are paths that seem to be constantly moving, stairways that would not make sense to you, and probably when you were human did not make sense to you, but now as a fae, you're able to better sense the intentionality of this place. That it is not that just becoming fae makes you immortal, it solidifies and condenses down fate for you. And through that, you understand the paths better. You understand why they move how they do. The idea of walking through a doorway and coming out somewhere else is no longer a logical, that is just you following the path. And you find yourself taken from the courtyard into a number of passageways that lead you to a very serene garden. There is a single large apple tree. Your grandmother sitting beneath it with a table with a couple of chairs next to it, reading a book, the apple blossoms shifting slightly in the breeze as this very light scent seems to permeate every inch of this garden. She puts her book down as she looks at you. Well, Jax, welcome to the fold. You have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
And to you, this is going to feel about 3 months of intensive study focus. You've interacted with the time dilation of fairy before on more than one occasion. That it is not the same. For the rest of you, back in the much more mortal London, where time flows much as it does within our own world, it'll be about a week. And there's this now building sense of pressure. There are going to be times where the three of you have to fight without Jax. And I want kind of from you guys how you think, because there won't be big fights. There won't be generals. It'll all be shadling fights. It's almost as if the Paradox King is holding back and doing some sort of planning, but trying to keep you knights running ragged. So how do the three of you respond to these almost constant little 6 or 7 shadling pop-ups that is happening almost 3-4 times a day, sporadically throughout the city?
How long is this going on for?
You have about 2 days of before this starts happening. And then at the first day, there's only 2 or 3. The next day, there's a little bit more. By the 4th day, it's almost like once you finish one, there's another one popping off. And it's almost as if intentionally you're given just enough time to think you're done before another one goes off somewhere else in the city. There are other knights besides a lot of you that are trying to help keep a handle on things. Don't get me wrong, but it's so much that even the knights who are so sworn to the crown are being run ragged. This is a full-on, even though I will say that Ellis would realize with their knowledge of warfare that this is specifically being done as an attempt to wear and tire all of you out. This is an intentional slow drip of forces to cause the most amount of chaos where possible. And even with all of this going on, Adam, you are receiving invitations for lunches and dinners and private meetings and club attendances and all of these things that is the purview of the head of the House of Levy.
Suspiciously no charity stuff.
Oh no, the one thing he actually enjoys doing.
Yeah, great. No opportunities to do the thing I like. Cool. I think that there is a bit of time where there's too much going on for Adam to even really process that none of that has happened lately. But I think it does dawn on them. Probably at one of the big Shabbos dinners that they have to attend is, I think, when that clicks that there really hasn't been while he's giving a speech about Sedaka, about being charitable and supporting those around you. I think, and it is clear after a couple of days that Adam is so haggard. The beard is still growing in. The bags under the eyes are deep and heavy set. There is the hunch that comes with just the weight of the head of household, the head of a community, but also as one of the only two who is like known to be one of these knights. The weight that comes with that as well. But I think when it comes to, I don't think there's been much of any sleep whatsoever for Adam. I think Adam is very definitively run ragged here, and is doing their best to try and provide to the rest of the team opportunities for them to get rest where they can. And if and when Adam is called on it at all, the immediate response is to go, if I'm not here doing this, I will have to be performing other duties. There is no rest for me, and the two of you should take advantage of
I think at that point, Coraline will probably explain that she can't really take advantage. I think she will have left her cousin's house and rented a like hotel room somewhere close to like the charities that she's working on, because she needs an excuse. She will tell them that we're too busy working on these charity things, but she needs an excuse to be out as much as possible because she's doing this all the time. So she needs to not be watched as closely. So in between doing all this, she's also juggling Emberton House and the charities that Adam usually took care of. And so she'll be like, well, I would rest, but she's like, I'm taking care of all this charity work. And I don't think she'll be specific about which ones unless she's asked. And she's like, they can't keep up without me right now. So
I think that's the immediate, like that's the click for him. I don't think he engages about it yet, but I think that is where there is that like recognition, and it's just kind of tucked away for later when people's lives aren't in danger and there isn't more rabbiing to be done.
There's always more rabbiing to be done. What are you talking about?
Oh yes, that's correct. You got what I was saying.
I think there's also a greater appreciation for just how much Shmuel was doing behind the scenes.
Oh, absolutely.
Because there's also that day when we're going to go over this, and we're going to go over to Ellis real quick. What do you do when you are called on to fulfill your role as a chronicler?
I mean, I do that too. I don't have a choice. I have accepted that rest is non-existent, and I will figure that out later.
You receive a letter. It is the politest order you've ever received. It's very much. Thankfully, Shmuel has taught you how to recognize these things, because if he hadn't, you wouldn't recognize this very well worded letter of invitation to be what it actually is. Ellis, how do you spend these first couple of days with everything kind of starting to boil over?
I would assume, kind of like everyone else, Alice is trying to aid where they can. However, at a certain point, when Alice would have realized that this is a ploy to tire everyone out, probably would have shared that knowledge with Adam and Coraline, and essentially taken up a more casual type of clothing, leaving the sash and the necklace and the uniform behind in favor of something less conspicuous. They would don their uniform to make themselves known to the knights around, playing the cultural exchange that he was originally sent there for, but with the sole purpose of figuring out how the knights are deploying, and then using that knowledge to be in the exact opposite place of where they would be, assuming that there's going to be attack where the knights aren't.
And it's one of those things that it takes you probably a day to figure out that there's some sort of system that is informing the knights of when an attack starts, and you can tell they're trying to figure out a pattern that they have not been able to crack yet. And as you kind of continue through this little bit of espionage, we'll call it what it is because it is espionage, you figure out that for all of their attempts, they are focusing on where the money is. They're focusing on the merchant districts. They're focusing on the lands around the lord's estates. They're focusing on all of these areas, and it doesn't take all of you long before you realize the same thing also. This would be something where, as Kimmel was explaining it, it would have itself locked into place for both of you also.
I have a question.
Oh, it's not Kimmel. Oh, you know what I mean. Yes.
The first one is, Kama, would Ellis be sharing this information? Is there a stream of communication for this?
Yes, but almost never in person. Almost always through the communicator.
Okay. Would Ellis be amenable if they once it becomes clear that A, this is what's happening, and B, that you clearly have the best comprehension of how we should be moving about, of sort of taking point on that and letting us know where we can best be? Is that something that Ellis would do?
Yes, definitely.
Because I fully envision this montage of those nonstop fights and just Ellis putting out the commands, and we can see shots of the three of them in different places. Yeah. Ellis is essentially telling what to do and narrating as we are in the midst of these fights, and they just keep overlapping. I do have a question for you as well, Grim. The knights have a focal meeting place, right? There is a nexus for them, correct?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they have both the Knights Barracks as well as a number of facilities spread throughout the entirety of the city. So you have the central hub, which is the barracks, and then you have these substations kind of, again, they are mostly where the money is.
Sure. Okay. I would like to present to my companions an idea. After, I think, the first few days, maybe week if we get that far, of this nonstop fighting and being stretched out and realizing what's happening. I think there is a point where Adam, through the communicator, because again, like you said, Ellis is very rarely ever in person with them. I think there is a moment where Adam just completely exhausted goes, I have an idea, but it is a risky one, and it will mean that we are committing to what we discussed with Jax. But this cannot continue as this. Between the sounds of scuffling.
I'm ready to try new tactics.
Through the communicator. If you have an idea, Lord Levy, I would be more than happy to follow.
It's becoming more and more clear that whether they have made the choice or are being told, someone is making the choice to send them to these places, and it is clearly not the optimal routes. It's clearly not the places where their assistance and work is most needed. I have the unique benefit of the three of us of having no secret to my name, my face, or myself. And I think it's time that somebody gave them the opportunity to realize that they do not have to function like this. And that doing so will ruin all of us, them included, and the people who make the kingdom they're sworn to protect. But it will be bold, and it will be dangerous, and it will mean I will not be able to stand on the field for however long it takes to have this talk, potentially afterwards, if they don't heed what I have to say.
Well, my dear host, I believe in you.
As do I. We can hold the field.
And I will see if I can talk some sense. And either I will come back with those ready to fight where we need them, or you will next see me in shackles. I would like to head to this main barracks.
barracks.
Yeah.
You make your way towards the barracks. And in the process of getting there, you are met with confusion, is I think a good way of saying it. There's this overarching point where there are enough knights who trained around and with you that you are recognized, but there's still this separation that no one is quite sure exactly how to, like, do they stop you? What is there is no protocol. There haven't been knight errants in England in probably 1,000 years. Because the reality is no one wants to say it, but that's what the four of you are, is knight errants. And no one wants to say it, because in the stories, the knight errants are the ones with the power. You continue to make your way in, and as you do, you've been here on multiple occasions. You actually know where the where the where the knight commander's chambers are. And as you make your way in, you also
Knight Commander's
have,
name, by the way. I'm sorry to interrupt. I apologize.
oh, you're good. I had it and I just lost it. Hold on, give me a second.
While you do that, I got you. I think that Adam approaches the barracks fully morphed and suited up.
Yeah.
But the moment that they first step foot on the grounds, that comes down. They completely demorph. Hands
Okay.
behind their backs. But it is the first time in a long time that there is no hunch. There is a confidence. There is a comfortableness. Their head is up. Their chest is out. Not threateningly, just as though they are walking with purpose that they know is correct. It is very much every ounce of Jax LaFay minus any of the deep charisma that comes with the confidence.
Okay. Okay. No, I understand. That makes perfect sense to me. And I think that even more than that, come on, load for me. Thank you. As you make your way forward, And that name, if I can get the document to load, is the same one that Jax has dealt with because, Fey magic and people live for fucking ever.
Oh, yeah.
Where did it go? There's the Selene reference document. Hold on.
This is a great opportunity to remind y'all out there that if you're enjoying what you see here, Sentai and Sensibility is a wonderful game and you can play it too. Just go check out 9th level games. They've got some great stuff, including this. You can go do that.
His name is Brian.
Thank you. That's where I just found it. Yep. Brian McCall. Thank you.
Was it Brian McCall?
Yeah, it's Brian McQuilly. McQuill. There it is. McQuill. Brian McQuill. So you hear Brian and Prince Morgan, actually the sibling to Prince Ridan, depending on the day, Prince or Princess Royal, in a shouting match as Morgan seems to be trying to beat you to the punch and trying to get the knights reorganized, and McQuill seems to be stubbornly refusing.
I think for a moment, will just stand there. I'm not hiding. I'm not sneaking. I'm not attempting to in any way. But I am garnering whatever information I can before they notice me. And I think the line of thinking for Adam is again very much what Jax might do here. They will notice me, and in doing so, I maintain my position of power and control.
Correct. So what it is you see, as you are walking in, because McQuill has their desk set up facing the door, and you see Morgan is not a very large person. They are actually about halfway between Coraline and Ellis in build. But they have a presence that is much larger than that. And you see that Morgan has their hands spread across the table and seems to just be... This is a heated argument. And you can pick up that this is not the first time or even the first series of events that Morgan is trying to push reform on the Knights that McQuill is pushing back against. And it's one of those things, as you come in, you see, you catch just at the very end of Morgan's tirade as McQuill nods their head. But the purpose of the Knights is to support the Crown and support the Frithith. We go where we go because that's what matters. And Morgan pushes away, turns, and sees you. Have you had many interactions with Morgan, even in passing?
I think that there have never been more than niceties exchanged between us. I don't think we've ever had anything more than passing niceties. Not with purpose, I don't think. I think it just has worked out.
It just hasn't happened. Yeah. That makes sense. You see that Morgan, I need to cool off. I know what your team's been doing. I wish you better luck than me. As Morgan prowls out of that room, probably looking for a fight with somebody.
And there is a warm but steadfast smile and a bow of the head at the offer of luck, and then the almost sort of bow with the side step. Not enough for it to be
submissive.
So, yeah, but enough to recognize the station.
Right.
And then there was the turn back to Knight Commander.
And you see McQueel just Night Levy.
Knight Commander.
Your squad of errants has been a thorn in my side.
You used the term with such interesting disdain. Why? And Adam very purposefully ensures the door behind them is open. This is a conversation that he wants to make sure is heard by as many people as can be, as many other knights as possible. And he stands near enough to the door that it would be a clear act of disrespect to have to move past them to close it.
You see him errants aren't held to the code. They aren't sworn the same way.
Do you believe
Their
we did
loyalties.
not take an oath to become what we are?
No, you're a knight. You've had to have taken an oath for that. That's how the magics work. I don't know your oath.
Is that what scares you?
I've been Knight Commander for 3 monarchs now. Soon to be 4. The unknown is a threat to the stability of the crown, to the stability of these lands. Everything has its place, Knight Levy. I don't know yours.
All for the better, I imagine. Don't misunderstand. I mean you no disrespect. You have served faithfully. But you mention 2 masters to serve. And I come to you asking for clarification. Because myself and my errants have been finding ourselves wondering something that I think will determine very much in a way that by the time this conversation is over, you and I will both understand where we all stand. And at least put to bed your concern of the unknown. So, which do you serve? Is it crown? Or is it kingdom?
The kingdom is the crown.
Is it?
It always has been, it always will be.
Why?
That is the line sworn to the Fritheth to keep the balance. To remove the House of Gwyneth is to remove the Fritheth, and this entire house of cards comes tumbling down.
Is it working?
It's worked for long enough. It'll keep working under its own weight. There are mechanisms, there are systems in place to keep the wheels turning, as it were. We just have to keep the wheels together.
Commander McQueen, answer me this. We, my people, we learn the stories of times past. We sit and we study the Navi and the Gemara, and we listen and we absorb the ideals of former kings and leaders and the rules that come with them, how they are meant to be understood and how they are meant to be upheld, and when and why they can and can't be questioned. So I ask you a simple question then. If we fail here, you and I, if whoever this is that is our shared enemy, if this threat to the way things have been and always will be successful and claims the throne, will you defend them as well? Because it is how it has always been and how it always shall be.
That is how the Frithis works.
You agree.
The crown is the bridge.
And you
The
agree,
crown.
Knight Commander.
Whoever wears the crown is the crown, is the country. I have no say over that. My oaths are to serve whoever has the pointy fucking hat.
I understand.
And I'm locked in the changes of my oath as much as you are yours.
Have you ever taken time to consider what our oaths are? What it is we pledge ourselves to? And how it is that these are kept and controlled and held?
These oaths are a connection to magic itself. They are the intent and purpose that derive who we are.
I agree.
We are as bound to them as anything. You can't just break the oath.
We learn, we sit, and we study. I am very lucky to have been put into the position that I'm in my household, to have access to the texts that I have had, to have heard from the stories of our history that we brought here so long ago. And I've mentioned before the Gemara, and I do again now, because it is something interesting. The texts themselves are nothing but the debates and discussions of rabbis about the laws and the rules and the difference between the words and the intent. I posit to you a question, and then Adam stops and takes two very pointed steps back, so that they step past the threshold of the doorway, out of the office, eyes never leaving the Knight Commander, but ensuring that A, there are eyes on them outside and ears on him outside, and that this is a clear moment of flourish, and goes, have you ever stopped to wonder if the intent, when you take your oath, if the intent as you execute it is based on your own, or those who wrote it? And regardless, if that interpretation is tied to action and not the words of people long since forgotten, or worse, long since inactive.
You feel the rage kind of billowing out of the room behind you.
Oh no, it's in front. I'm still looking at him.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm
still. I have stepped back out of the room, but I'm still staring at him.
You see that he's caught on to your game too late. Mm-hmm. He can't stop it at this point. And you see Morgan turning the corner with about 20 knights behind them. Where do you want us?
Adam will take out the morpher and then go. Just want to double check. Right, yes. Yellow Revolutionary. There are 20, and then there's a pause as they look at Morgan. 1. Heads. Where must they be placed? And again, the eyes are just long enough to Morgan to get that confirmation, but then are back to the Knight Commander. And there
you
is
see Morgan's head turn also looking Brian down.
there is a very clear. It's the look of I dare you to take that first step. Not threateningly.
Right. You can see the scales weighing out in their head as McQueel seems to be wrangling. And there's something about the combination of you and Morgan staring him down like this. You see his fingers actually dig into this hard English oak of his desk, making rivets into it as he just looks away from you guys, and you see like a marionette with its strings cut. He just falls back into his chair, just dismisses. Not even rising to whatever this is at this point. And for a moment you see how old McQueel is. The issue of someone who has done their job dutifully for so long they forgot why they were doing it. And realizing that they are now an obsolete part of the machine.
There is a moment, fleeting, of sympathy and understanding in his eyes. Then they turn and they look to Morgan and, with a very curt nod of the head, go, "I apologize for however what I say next may be taken. It is not meant with any offense." And then they turn and will say, as waiting for the instructions from Ellis, "My name is Adam Levy. I am the head of the Levy household, grandson of Shmuel Levy. I am the..." There's a moment where they ponder on the words. "I am the protege of General Jacques Lefay. And I fight not for the crown, but for the kingdom. As do the rest of my fellow revolutionary knights. If you wish to fight for the kingdom and a crown and a head that would wear a crown that cares for it, then we are always looking for more to push back against the threat we face." And then there is the look to Morgan that is probably enough to get them beheaded in almost any circumstance, because it is a look that has no apology, it is a look that has no sorrow, it is a very confident, respectful, but a very confident belief in the words that are being spoken. And a pointed, "This is where I stand, this is where we stand."
The crown has always stood with its people. The instances we've put in place, and this is Morgan saying, "I speak with the authority of my brother and my mother." The crown has been trying to ferret out these issues, to force these changes for generations now. My mother came and put these instances, the installation of the Metropolitan Constabulary was done to help support our people. We've been trying to move the knights, and now in a decree from my brother that this man," she is pointing towards Brian, they're pointing towards Brian, "has been denying for 20 years to reorganize. Adam Levy." She reaches in by authority of the crown, and you see her kind of hold her hand out, and this badge gets ripped off of Brian's uniform. "You have been called for better service, as she puts the crest of the Knight Commander onto your chest.
Adam stands as stoically as possible, but in their head, oh, I fucked up. I fucked up so bad. This is bad. Oh,
You can see that Morgan realizes that this was not the plan, but Morgan is capitalizing on a moment. Your oaths remain as they were when you took them. You are to support whoever it is best suited to wear the crown.
I will support
By your own.
choice.
And that is what the good Knight Commander should be doing. Where do you order us?
And then it is, again, just wherever, Ellis, wherever you're sending them, wherever you're telling them is where we need to be, that's where they're going.
Ellis,
There's no mention of this whatsoever, by the way, on this call at all right now. We'll talk about it later, I'm sure.
If you didn't turn off the morpher, Ellis at least heard all of this.
Oh, yeah, great, cool. I'm fine with that. I think the conversation probably wasn't something that happens on the call, because
waiting for a callback. For basically, it was you sent out the ping.
Yeah, because I don't want an active distraction while they're dealing with what they're dealing with on the ground.
So, for Ellis, 21 heads, 21 knights changes the battlefield. This goes from you being able to have to only be on the defensive and responsive to being able to be proactive. And more importantly, put in rotations and breaks for all of you. So, yeah, Adam is just waiting for... And there's a list of places that you would know are the best places to put people at this point. You've been doing this long enough now, and you've spent months...
Oh, no. Quick, somebody riff.
If you want to play Sentai and Sensibility, you can check out 9th Level Games.
We do love 9th Level Games.
The creator
Hold on, it's back. My back.
Oh, you're almost back. You are darkness, but you are back.
One more go.
Nope.
Should clarify, we are not sponsored, but this game is awesome.
Yeah, hashtag not sponsored at all, but they do. This game's great, and they do have a lot of other cool games. We just like sharing cool games with everyone.
Yeah.
Also, I'm just going to take a second to look through the chat. Adam's going to be addicted to this world's version of energy drink and caffeine pills. Yes, absolutely. I feel like it's really bad coffee in snifter boxes, right? That's what it's going to be. Oh boy.
There's a clip in my head of something that I've seen before where somebody was like, I think it's like I'm thinking of that moment in Shawshank Redemption. Oh, not Shaw. It was like a parody of it. Someone made like a parody, and it was like, yeah, I'd burn this bitch down next chance I get. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna let him go, and that's exactly what happened to Dom just now. Dom's like, fuck this place. We out. You know what? You work here now.
Congratulations. You know what? I like your energy. You're the establishment now. Congratulations.
You've been promoted. You're now one of my elite employees.
Fantastic.
Such a wonderful time. Jax is gonna laugh.
Of course.
He's gonna laugh. And he's gonna like, you did what?
So hey, why don't we talk about all of the other shows coming up on Tales from the Table?
Oh, Sunday is not Sentai. Sunday is Sundered Sky.
Yeah, we got Sundered Skies on Sunday. We're early February. We're going to have a new series for all mutant kind. We haven't talked too much about it yet. We'll have some more information in the next week or so, which is really exciting. Um, for that, we also have we've touched a little bit on. I mean, the casting has gone out and stuff, so people know it exists. But War of the Magi is going to be happening. That one's exciting. We've got Sundered Skies going right now. We're going to be watching Shrek 2 over on the server this month because I got bullied by the cast on the other table to do it. Well, not bullied, but I have been given some very, very powerful promises about that movie and the content within. So it's going to be a great time. I've never seen it. I've never seen any Shrek movie in its entirety. My full exposure to the Shrek franchise is the first 20 minutes of Shrek 1 and then the Puss in Boots movie that came out. That's it. That's all I've got. So I'm very excited to go into this with almost no knowledge whatsoever. Uh, that's me.
Which Puss in Boots movie?
What?
There's multiple Puss in Boots.
Are there
movies.
the one with Death, the one where Death is chasing him?
No, that's the most recent one. Like the
Yeah,
last one.
that's the only one I've seen. I didn't know that there were multiple.
Yeah, there's the one with Humpty Dumpty.
What?
Yeah.
That's wild.
There's the meme of like I was always there.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna spoil too much, but it's such a fun time because you get toward the end and it's just like I was, and it goes back through every scene and it's wonderful.
Amazing.
I was over here the whole time.
I've been on every wall. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna be gone. Take about 15 minutes. Go grab a drink. Use the bathroom. Stretch our legs. Do all the things we can't do while we're on camera, and you should too. But be back in 15 minutes because we will be. Hopefully, we're gonna fight these tech gremlins and see what we can do. And then we'll be back with the second half of this episode. It's been a hell of a time, and I'm sure it's only gonna get more over the top. I think the Shrek movies are in the National Film Registry. Yes. But yeah, we'll be back. We'll see you in a bit. Go do the things you got to do. Love y'all so much. See you soon.
Hello, everybody. As you can see, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, let's go ahead and pick things up. I think we're going to change gears for a second and go check on Jax LaFay. Being a dragon kind of sucks sometimes.
Oh, rough.
Part of what you're figuring out, your magic is it's instinctual, but it's so different than what it was before. It is. You've always been an instinctual individual when it came to how you used your magic. It's not even instinct at this point. It is thought. It is perception. It is your senses are at this point almost based around magic. You've being able to see how the magic traces through the air and how the ley lines interact. It is like seeing, especially in Avalon, and I think in Avalon you see it much more readily than you did in London. You see just this, it is almost like an aurora borealis. There's this constant shifting and flowing of different energies around you. And to be not just Fae, but a dragon is to lean into that. And you're able to tell that you're sitting now more at a crossroads. You are no longer fire or just earth. You are at this inner position of the two. You are that primal force beneath the earth given form. You are that pressure that creates diamonds. You are the endlessly moving, roiling core of the world given form. And you are also only 80 something, you're also only 100 something years old in a place where almost everybody is at least 3 or 4 times your age. So you are kind of treated like a kid to some degree.
That's all right. I think he's 108 right now.
Yeah, you're almost 110 years old. The next youngest individual is Jordan at 400.
Yeah. First thing I'm working on, I'm trying to understand is how to get my form back. Form back, but how to look like old me again.
Young you?
Yeah.
It's you bring up, and it's odd because it is not unheard of mortals to become Fae. If you have enough of a lineage behind you, and if you use the magic in specific ways, it's not common, but it's not unheard of. There is a saying of the Fae that for those born mortal turned Fae, to learn you must unlearn. How long does it take for Jax to realize that their body isn't who they are?
I think. Okay, so Jax in the way I've always envisioned him to relate him to an anime character. It's always been kind of like Gojo.
Yeah.
In that sense. So I think the
Yeah.
moment it's like he's told that it's like an epiphany happens. And I think if you've
Yeah.
ever seen another anime reference, if you've ever seen Blue Lock,
Yeah.
when Isaki has the moment of realization during the match, and it's just like the puzzle pieces breaking apart and then reforming
Reforming.
is what happens there. And I think the moment that happens, he's like, oh.
And then the second you do, it feels almost natural. You feel your body fold in. There is no creaking or cracking of bones anymore as you change your shape because you're a physical entity, but you're not actually made of flesh and bones. You're made of magic. Your form isn't just scales and fang. It is that very essence of the fire under the earth, that rolling mass given form. And I think they let you try to puzzle over it for probably in your time about a week. Because they want you to they want you to try and figure it out on your own. And I don't think that anyone flat out tells you that's what it is. I think someone just gives you a nudge in the right direction. And I think it's probably Titania who does it for you. And I think what she does is it's one of those days where, and you've realized that Titania actually spends, if she's not out doing something, she is under her tree, reading a book, enjoying tea. Sometimes in her dragon form, sometimes in her more human form. She seems to change between them very readily here. Usually, if she's in her dragon form, she is curled around the base of the tree, um, flipping through a number of different tomes depending upon the day. And I think it's one of those things where do you come to her in frustration? Do you come to her in, because I also know that Jax is also very used to getting things and understanding things.
Yeah. He is very instinctual all the time. So the fact that this is probably taking a minute for him because he does have to like basically relearn how to exist TM. And he's just kind of like, I think he will approach her like, Grams, I'm just not. Oh, he's still in dragon form, probably.
Yeah.
Grams, I'm just not getting this. I don't understand. Why won't my body do what I want it to?
What are you trying to make it do?
I want to look like me.
You look like you. This is you. Do I not look like me?
You know what I mean. My human form.
And you see her hold up a talon because she's in draconic form when you're doing this. And you see her that as she puts her talon down, you see that essence. And because of how you perceive the world now, it looks different. It's almost as if you see the magic congealing down and forming and rolling like there are no bones, like there is no flesh, like there is no actual mass. And you see her kind of slipping in, and there's this moment where you can tell that she slowed it down for you to see it. There's this moment before she fully looks humanoid where, to your perception, she's just fire and wind and air and darkness and all of these things that make up Titania. Darkness and light, air, fire, all those things. She is just all of these elements before she looks like her humanoid form again. And do I not still look like me?
And I think that in that moment he just does it. He just looks
Yep.
like Baby Jax. And he just as he pops out, he's dressed in a the clothes are as much, I think, as much made a sort of like manifesting as everything
And they
else.
are. And you
And
figure
so
that out also in that process, correct? That you are always you can be as always closed or as unclosed as Jax wishes to be. It's just all magic.
and he appears in an all black suit, not unlike this one. No jacket, vest, shirt, tie, pants, shoes, but no jacket. And he stands there, and the glasses, as he takes them off, also sort of like almost like in um, the certain in-game movie when Tony took off his glasses, the sort of his glasses also just sort of disappear into his body, and he says, "I think, therefore I am." Jackson Faye just leveled up, baby. We're looking good.
Let's go.
How do I look, Grams? I look like I did 80 years ago.
Except for the eyes never change. But yes, they're still the same. That's the one thing that will not change is those amethyst eyes.
Like I would want them to.
And really, Descartes. That's where we go. Descartes. Remind me to give you more of the classical philosophers when you get back.
Well, so what does this mean now? Do I have like a permanent position here now? Am I like, do I have like duties?
Do you wish to have duties and position here?
Maybe in a little bit. I got some stuff to see to back in the you know, back in London.
You are not released from your oath until this is all said and done. Becoming Fae simply makes that oath a core part of who you are. Once it is completed, I will let you know that you will find yourself with in emptiness. When you feel that, come home.
Hmm.
Oaths are powerful things in magic, and as you've just discovered, we are magic. When you made your transition to be one of us, your magic's locked around that oath. Once it is fulfilled, you will find yourself looking for purpose. If you cannot find it, come home and we will help you find it together. If you find it, I wish you well on whatever path life leads you on. There are fickle things, but once we set our minds to something, they tend to consume us to a certain degree.
Surprising I haven't been Fae this whole time.
You've always been a bit more Fae than human, and I think that you will fit in well with us. It'll take some adjustment, but go and tend to your people.
Will do. I'll see you later, Grams.
She kind of nods her head. And that entire part, I think getting you to the point where you were willing to ask for that help is what took the month. For you, from your time period, from your perspective. And you also spent some time sparring, learning, moving, figuring out how your body works in other ways. You figure out flight quite a bit better than you had before. You're now pretty solid in the air. You were okay before, but you actually fly like a dragon now, in your draconic form. You also no longer have to push yourself to entering that form. To change your form is instinctual to you now. So that's not something you don't have to worry about. And as you make your way back, we're going to cut over towards the end of the week. We're going to start with Ellis. Do you use and it quickly turns from 21 into all 300 knights, as Adam is now the knight commander and properly shifted throughout the city. There is now the ability to cycle and rest. You finally, all of you, have a chance to sleep. Even with your varied and abundant duties now. The waters around you, Ellis, in your dream, are no longer flowing. And you are deeper down than I think. I think that at this point you realize just how deep these waters go once they get stagnant. You feel a movement in the water, and you see opening a baleful eye. Welcome back.
I have become unsure of your aid that you've been giving me.
Whatever for, you asked for power and surety and sure footing. Have I not given that to you?
You have. And yet I question still.
The sliding of the mo'o as it kind of slowly circles around. As you know, no actions are done without a cost to be paid. My assistance was offered and taken. I have put into motion the ability for us to both regain standing and power in the wider world. The good that you can do with me at more of myself, reclaiming more of my identity from this wider world. You will be able to help those around you. You'd be able to impose a sense of proper honor on this barbaric land. These people who claim civilization while they look down at yours. Would it not be right to truly show them what a proper way to rule is?
Your words, sir. I believe they're no longer aligning with mine.
And there's this growl as you see that it goes to attempt to strike at you, but bounces off. your solidity in your beliefs becoming your own again. I see you have a stronger will than your father did. I will tell you, young one, hold those ideals close. If they slip, I'll be back. And then when you truly need my help, I'll be here, so long as you're willing to pay the cost. And you feel yourself finding the strength to rise out of this stagnant water. And as you do, you hit this. It's almost so, as you would know, water travels in currents under the surface. As you're rising, you're caught in one, and it pulls you, and you see it's almost as if this clean water is washing away something. And you find yourself again floating on the surface as the first time you met them all. This time, though, you see the wider pool for what it is, the temptation, the darkness, the ease of falling into these promises of power. But you also recognize that all it takes is that internal moment of stability to make the water start moving again. And the second the water moves, it has a chance to become clean. I want you to make a roll for me, and I will let you choose what you're using for this, whether it's dueling, or because if you're pushing power against power, whether you're just allowing this moment of clarity, whatever it is, however you want to do this, you see the blockage that is causing this water to be stagnant in your own mind. How do you attack that, or attempt to remove this damming of the water?
I imagine that whatever would be the closest to whatever willpower would be.
I would say dueling for that, actually.
That's a 2.
I believe you still have a juice squirreled away.
Sure. That's a 3.
You are struggling against this blockage. And I'm going to offer you a choice. I will give you one more roll. Actually, first things first, do me a favor. Roll for your marks of peril, because you can always bounce back from this. So you have 2. So the first one will be for 1, the second one will be for 2.
Okay, so my first roll for this one was 10.
Unfortunately, your hero doesn't apply. Okay, what's your second one?
5.
Okay. Good news is you're still in for all of this.
Okay, cool.
You have a moment. What teaching, what core fundamental aspect of yourself do you want to pull from to risk? And you also just got another juice, by the way. But let me make you laugh first, and you can decide what you want to do. You risk damaging your connection to this aspect of yourself. But if it works, you will be able to fully clear this blockage, and you will feel those internal waters run properly again. Or you can try rolling with your juice real quick.
Well, what's juice if you don't use it, right? Thank you.
Right.
It's a 6.
Perfect. So you are those first two, and you're feeling it's those temptations, I think, of the Mo'o, that ability to having seen everything you've seen. And no one has ever directly looked down on you, but you've caught little snippets here and there from around corners. And after you make comments to some individuals, you will hear things in passing that kind of imply a resistance because, well, you're not from here. But you take this moment and no longer risking it. What is that core aspect for Ellis that they kind of latch onto as they land this force of will that they kind of solidify themselves around?
I think it's going to go back to a bunch of the times where Ellis had been out on their own in the kingdom, talking to the locals, talking to those who are lesser fortunate, and seeing the, I guess, smile of relief whenever they could help, and then accumulating into a while back during the festival where, although things were dire, people were still celebrating and smiling. The enjoyment of those faces.
I want you to think about for me what your Battleizer version armor is going to look like for the next time you have opportunity to morph.
Okay. Thank you.
Who wants their dream next? Perfect. So, Coraline, you stand kind of amid this labyrinth of expectations. Of family, of society, of, being an individual that, to make your statement to the wider world from your position takes work and skill and all of these things that you embody, but you still find yourself having to prove to people over and over and over again. What is it that you find that keeps you able to, when you hit a dead end in this labyrinth, to turn around and keep going?
I think that's just the expectation she has for herself, which is she demands nothing but the absolute best from herself because other people need that from her. And she refuses to let those people down.
You are a smart enough individual to realize that these phantoms that you sometimes have to face in the labyrinth, they aren't really the people who they represent. I think that Coraline is smart enough to realize that these are her own fears of their expectation. Not even fears, but her own internalized version of those expectations in a negative light is, I think, a good way of putting it. Whose form would be the hardest for you to face? Your father, your brother, Adam, Ellis, Jax, who is it that you think would give Coraline pause?
Can it be herself?
100%. 100% it can, and I am so happy you picked that option. And what does this self-imposed expectation of Coraline look like?
I think it looks almost indistinguishable from her, except that the expression is very cold, very calculated, very disappointed.
Is this because Coraline feels like she hasn't lived up to her own expectations?
Yeah, I think no one expects more from her than she does. And even though she feels she's doing as much as she can, she always feels like that's still falling short of what it needs to be.
So stepping into this opening, you see behind this demanding, cold version of yourself a door that is closed. You see the imprint of a phoenix on it. And you see this Coraline stepping forward, flicking out her fans as she transforms. Time to overcome yourself.
I think seeing herself is confusing for a moment for Coraline, because I don't think that's something she really registered for herself until she saw it.
Yeah.
And when it kind of clicks, she takes a minute and then she kind of smiles a little bit and nods. And she pulls out her transformer and henshins without a word. She's just like, yeah, all right, let's do this.
All right. How do you want to take this on?
I think that her plan is right now to get in as close as she possibly can.
Okay. Roll footwork for me.
That is a 4.
Oh, yeah. You dance through, because it is still you. She's no better than you. You know how you move, you know how you act. As you, with the minimal amount of effort and with the grace of the dancer that you are, sidestep and move through and close that distance flawlessly.
And I think the moment she's in close enough, she will grab her wrists and thrust her arms out so that there's an opening and then just kind of hug her.
Yep. Perfect. And there's this moment, and you hear in your own voice, but we have to be better. We have to be more. We haven't done enough.
She takes a deep breath and lets it out. We're doing all that anyone can. And it's our very best.
And what if that's not good enough?
That's why we have a team.
And there's this moment of pause as you feel her arms slowly wrap around you and turn, and then there is just you.
And she stands there for a moment. And she kind of nods. That's why we have a team. Yeah.
And as you walk out, I also want you to think of what your Battleizer version is going to be when you next go to Transform, right? When you next go to Henshin, and what that armor up is going to look like for Coraline.
Okay.
Hey, Lion,
Yes.
you ready for this?
No.
I'm imagining that as opposed to everybody else, it is not an intentional sleep on Adam's part. This is a falling asleep at one of the many desks that Adam now calls home.
Absolutely. And it is the slow, reluctant, struggled, jerked, final, unstoppable, unrelenting demand of rest.
And I think what it is the next time you jerk awake, you are sitting across from you. Did Shmuel drink coffee or tea the most?
Well, I think is more of a tea drinker.
You see the weathered old hands of your grandfather pouring, as you jerk awake, you're seeing him pouring you a cup of tea and pouring himself a cup of tea and then setting the pot down.
Zadie, I don't.
You look tired.
Never just be nice about the way I look, can you?
You're a beautiful boy, don't get me wrong. But my heavy, isn't it, that mantle?
Heavier than I think could possibly have been expressed, and I'm certain I did not do myself any favors today.
You did the hard thing. And as you have always done, though you don't want other people to see it. You have done what you have always done. You have done the hard thing.
What choice have I been left with?
You always have a choice. You are too good of a man to see otherwise, though. To you, these actions are instinctual, and it shows just how, and I'm so proud that they are for you. You need to rest. Oh, you know that that's not how this works. But I wasn't ready either. And when I became, and you see him getting ready to start off. Oh, back in my day, blah blah blah, with the old word, and you see him. He goes, but we all have our troubles when we take on these mantles. It should have gone to your father, but with his passing, you are the youngest living to take this mantle in many generations. And I wish I had more time to give to you. But you always have a piece of me. If nothing else, you can go speak to that old pile of clay and wood. He's, you know, he's who I worry about. You will be fine.
Kosh will always make his own trouble.
And he will, and Kosh will always make his own trouble. And it is the purpose of our family to get him out of it.
Yeah.
You need more than just duty. You need a home. You burn yourself out to the point, and you do not recharge because you do not have a home. You have a place. You have our people. But that does not make a home.
I have no idea how to even start. It always seems
Well, there's
so
there's that
trivial.
cute girl across the street. You go, you talk to her, you take her out to dinner. Ask Jax if you need assistance. Don't actually ask Jax if you need assistance. Please do not. He will, for all of his claims of putting your grandmother and I together. The man had absolutely nothing to do with it. He almost ruined it at the. Let me tell you about it. You see him getting ready to allow himself up again as he stops himself. I don't have the time. But
I wish you did.
I did too. Ask Jax about the Samhain Ball 80 years ago and how he almost ruined your grandmother's and my marriage. Soon to be marriage because of it.
I will.
But what you need to do, when you see him slide over to you a box, open it.
And, will very slowly sort of reach out and slide it over. And as he does, he just sort of like looks up and he goes, "Was ist das?" And will just slowly sort of open it.
And as you do, you see inside what looks like almost like a glass egg.
Sadie, I don't understand.
You will. It is fragile, but if tended, becomes much stronger than anything else. But you have to tend to it.
Well, let no one say I haven't gotten good at that.
And you have. But this one I give to you. Because you need it now more than you ever had before.
I hope.
That's what it is.
I hope that I can do right. And that I can walk the steps you walked and
Don't walk my steps. Don't walk my steps. You walk your own steps.
just can't stop and let me say something nice, can you?
I don't want you to be me. I've never wanted you to be me. Your best and only hope is to be you. Don't be me. Don't be Jax. You are not the people who came before you. You are you.
I will strive to figure out what that means.
I still don't know what that means. I still don't know what it means to be Shmuel. Jax, up until very, very recently, didn't know what it meant to be Jax. But he can no longer be anything but himself now. You have the opportunity tend to yourself. You cannot pour from an empty vessel. And you have many people claiming things from you that are not theirs to claim. You are your own. Don't lead like me, don't lead like Jax. The only one who can lead like you is you. And right now, that's what you need to be. You. As he stands up, brushes himself off. Well, I'm going to go back to being with your grandmother. As he says as he turns and walks towards the door.
There is this little sort of like half laugh, half scoff. Because of course that's exactly what he says. And as much as Adam wants to reach out and ask him to wait and tell him 1,000 more things, they will sit there at the box and watch as he goes back.
And as the door closes and you find yourself waking up, in front of you is, sitting in a little black box on a red velvet cushion, is this little glass egg. And I'm not going to try and pronounce the Hebrew word for hope, but that is inscribed on the inside of the egg. Thank you.
Gotcha.
I tried multiple times, was not able to get my mouth to move right for it. But yeah. So yeah, Tikva is inscribed on the inside of the egg.
There's just a small smile. And they sort of reach down and will pick it up. Just kind of. Oh.
Underneath the egg is Shmuel's wedding band and your grandmother's wedding band. Because he's an old Jewish grandfather.
And I think that's the moment where Adam just loses it. I think it is just a nice, healthy, deep sobbing session.
Yeah. Yeah. And as all of you figure out what your next steps are, there's this weight kind of hanging in the air as it is approaching, as Jax comes back and all of you realize it's been 2 or 3 days at this point since the last big push of Shadelings. Something is happening. But there is an event that is being put on by the Crown, open to the public, to show a sense of giving back to those that the Crown feels like it has slighted over the years. There is food, there is an abundance, there is music being played all over the place. It is a giant open affair, welcomed to by all. And Morgan has come to you, Adam, saying that they understand that there are risks in doing this way, and they are honestly doing this to try to help people, but they understand that this is likely going to be what draws out the Paradox King. Because to be able to undermine an event designed to help and foster the people that make the kingdom that the crown is supposed to protect would be such a decisive blow.
I think
But the crown has to do something.
if that's the case, assuming that with their role they have some foreknowledge of this event coming, I think there is planning that is taken to the other members of the Knights, both ours and the rest that I now command. I think there are plans for like spaces for people to retreat to safely in the event of an attack, and I think that they are very clearly that information is very clearly shared and marked. And there are guards always stationed. There are knights always stationed by them to ensure that no one can corrupt or take advantage of that. And if they do that, it's very clear who it is who's done that.
Right. And you are able to see kind of what has been happening this entire time is you're able to now see, because of your position, that for all of the good the crown was trying to do, the parliament of which is again just regular citizens, there is no House of Lords in this version of England, but the members of parliament are all in some lord's pocket, and parliament had been denying because of that corruption, because of these systems put in place to protect the people being abused by those with money and power and privilege, finding the right individuals, that the crown has found itself unable to do those things properly.
We're gonna fix that real quick.
Yeah.
Maybe not quick, but we're gonna fix that.
And Morgan does say, because of your position, you are expected to show up as more than just a knight to this. You are Lord Commander now. And Chronicler. Oh, you have a lot of titles.
I have enough titles that the weight will eternally rest heavily on my shoulders. I will be there in my roles, but as I said on our first day standing together, I am not one who will accept tradition. My roles function separately but exist as one, and it is important that the people know that, lest they
And I don't disagree.
fear the continuation of these problems.
And I don't disagree. And my brother doesn't disagree. He will be there in person with his wife and the new prince. They have their own bodyguards. Their protection, while always something to be considered, is not your primary objective. There are enough individuals that will be closely watching and monitoring them that they will be okay. But you are in a lot of ways right now, and I will be honest that we have co-opted you for this. You are in many ways, over this past week, have become a face of the changes that the crown is trying to push through. I would rather you hear it from a member of the royal family than see it anywhere else.
I appreciate you sharing that with me. I will not pretend to know how I will process that information, but I do promise to keep you informed.
We aren't saying that you work for us. but we are saying we are working with you.
And I appreciate that level of support and understanding. I hope that our goals align for as long as I am serving in this role, if not longer.
That is the hope and the goal. Oh, you are expected to have a companion with you at this event, by the way. Morgan says as they walk out the back of the door, not giving you a chance to say anything else.
I think there is just a moment of deep breath, deep sigh, and then thought, and then a nod to no one because they're already gone.
There's no one there. There's no one there, right? So one of the good things for Jax is Jax's home was given to him by Nimue. So becoming a Fae doesn't change who that house belongs to. That's still, thankfully, your house. So when Jax returns to London, after, for you, again, about a month and change, whereas everyone else has only had about a week of time pass, where is it that Jax shows up?
Where is Adam?
Well, he's one of a dozen places right now, so I will leave that up to Adam where Adam is.
When is this? When is this happening?
This is going to be the day before the event.
Oh, gotcha. I think a lot of that day is just going to be spent on the grounds of the event, prepping and ensuring that places are set and guards are prepared and everything is ready. Yeah, I think that it is very much that.
Because there is that shared blood with Titania, you are able to kind of lock onto, as a Fae, it's much easier to do this now. As Adam, you hear the terror in reality behind you. And I have a question with how on edge Adam is right now. What's Adam's first thought?
Adam's first thought is to, currently not transformed, is to draw the arms of the knight closest and point it in that direction. Which I think, for the sake of the humor that would come with it, is fully a gun. It is in fact a classic flintlock-esque pistol.
Oh, 100%. 100%. This is the sidearm of one of the knights, and it is a very smooth, even, just lock-on pull. As it would take you a moment to recognize who this is. You would have seen portraits. You would have heard descriptions. Actually, I want you to roll me an etiquette roll.
Okay.
I believe in you.
That is a 4.
What? Okay. About that.
Okay. So I have, I believe, 2 juice. One of which
I believe that is correct.
Has to be held for a potential date, so we'll hold on to that. But I would like to use my other juice to roll.
Go ahead and reroll. So
that's a 6.
Okay.
On my d6.
Okay, you're still not transformed. You mentioned you didn't transform.
No, I'm specifically not transformed. Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
So that's still not what you need.
Hooray! Yep.
So okay, go ahead and roll for your mark of peril.
Yep. Oh, please.
I'm believing you.
Yeah, that's a 4. So I do not clear it.
So the good news is you didn't have that many marks on you, so you're fine. Jax, as you step out, you hear after Carlisle, you know the sound of a fucking flintlock. As you hear that click, it's a sharp click too.
It is a also. I would like it to be known that it is also a spectacle, because he's making. There's no way that Jax is not making a grand entrance after.
Are we doing like Prince?
It is incredibly non-hostile, but it is also a spectacle. Like he walks like it's what happens is big dragon claw goes through first and onto the ground and then transforms into his normal self, and then he steps out fully, and there's this like almost light what can only be described as a WWE entrance.
I mean, I'm a sucker for those.
Like a row of fire in the street, just like a foot or two behind him, just lights up. But it's all for show. It's all like illusion, as best as Jax can do.
So it's all like no heat, which would be very obvious.
It is very flamboyant and out there and spectacular. And he also, as he steps through, his black suit transforms into a purple one with a long like black overcoat on top of it, and he has one of those like fedoras on, and he takes it off, and that again disappears into his body.
I think
and he says,
if I may, I think that if all of this is happening the moment before you step through, there's that sharp click, but by the time that you have stepped out, the gun is already being handed back. Couldn't telegraph that it's you harder, and no matter how tired and busy a Dom is, there's no way that's getting missed. So it very much is the like click pointed. Handed back.
You see that they decocked their pistol, put it back, also shaking their head at all of this. As everyone kind of rolls their eyes as they get back to work.
He does a dramatic like flourish of like a deep bow and just says, "Mr. Welcome Down is back, baby."
Adam will just step forward and just like put one arm like over your shoulder and pull you into a hug. With a laugh.
Whoa. It has been about a month, huh?
It's not been a month for you. It's been a hell of a week, but it's not been a month for you.
It feels like one.
Yeah. What's been going on out here? Do you have the like pin?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
He like goes to grab he like hugs you, and then like double takes, pulls back, and is like,
there's a moment where Adam has no idea what's happening, and then traces your eye line, and just, I think that it starts as almost a frown, and then breaks, but before you're done laughing, I think they're both laughing.
Who? What made the old boy retire finally? Why did I turn into Foghorn Leghorn?
I don't.
You are back to young Jax. So
there is a moment where the laugh kind of returns just long enough before Adam kind of shakes their head and goes, "Me, I think."
That's fun. That's real fun.
That's a word.
Well,
I suppose, cousin.
Funny, but what else besides your third job have y'all been up to?
don't think, and there is, I think, the whole time, unless you've pulled back further, it is that like very classic sort of the hand is still on your like your shoulder, the like grip, looking each other over and whatnot. And I think that Adam just sort of like shakes their head a little bit and goes, I doubt any of what we've been going through here is more interesting than what you've been through. Look at this. Look at you,
Uh,
cousin.
it is interesting, ain't it? And he takes off the glasses and the amethyst eyes are still there.
Certainly something.
Yeah, I've just been spending time with Graham. She's been telling me about how this whole thing works. I'm like, I realize I'm just me. The mind, the body, the soul, it all exists in one entity. And I am that, and I can mold it and shape it however I want to. I am Jax LaFay.
If only the rest of us could ever be even close to as enlightened as you seem to have become, Jax LaFay.
It is an interesting existence, I'll tell you that. I feel great, powerful, intense.
You notice that the magic here is thinner than Avalon. And you can tell why a lot of the weaker Fae stay away from London now.
Oh, I see what they mean now. They've always said it's like weird here because it's not as it's not as potent here.
What's not?
Yeah, magic.
And you see, I think, a look that you've never seen pass across Adam's eyes. Before you hear them sort of say, not to you so much as just muttering out loud, I wonder if that's something we can use to our advantage.
Interesting. All right, where's everybody else at? Let's get the man back together, as they say.
Well, you've picked the perfect time to return. We are setting a trap that we are laying out bait that I'm certain our foe will not be able to pass up. I am reluctant to call it a trap, as I don't think anyone has thought past finding them here. Where are Ellis and Coraline?
That was going to be my question. So I'm assuming that because this is basically 2 or 3 days after you had that meeting with Morgan. So let's take a step back in time and have the meeting between the three of you before Jax shows up about this event. Where does it take place?
I imagine HQ, right? Like the little cave sort of place that we have.
That makes sense to me. Does anyone else have a place to offer?
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
So I'm assuming that Adam, would you be the one to? I'm assuming you'd be the one with the knowledge, so you'd call the meeting for it.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Ellis, when you enter, this would be the day after your dream and your restructuring of yourself. Is there any sort of outward recognition of this, like a lightness, anything that kind of that someone as perceptive as Adam and Coraline would be able to pick up? Do you think?
There seems to be a small bit of like they're struggling to get words out every now and then. Like not fully fluent in their thoughts.
By the long faces.
Jax, you're not there yet.
Oh yeah, this is
Oh.
because we went back, right?
Well, this is in the past.
Jax,
Yeah.
we went back. Correct.
Mr. Lima, are you well?
I'll be fine.
If something has disturbed you, I'm sure we would do our best to help.
It's nothing, Lady Emberton. Thank you.
Ellis, if I may be so presumptive, we, I think, have experienced quite a lot together. And it would be obscene of me to assume that that means that you owe us anything. So I do not. But I would hope that what we have experienced and what we have shared and what we know stands ahead of us provide us with a kinship of sorts. And with that kinship, again, I do not have demand or expectation. That would, too, be obscene of me. But I have hope that we are able to find solace and comfort and support in each other. And that you know that were you willing, interested, or able, we are here to listen and provide that support.
It's nothing. Thank you for asking.
Very well. Then, I suppose we should get to business.
Yes.
I will say she is noticeably missing jewelry that she would normally be wearing.
The crown has, I would like to use the political term, say, given us an opportunity, but in truth, I believe they are doing what they feel is their only move, and in doing so, create an opportunity, though perhaps not the most thought through of opportunity. With this event, I am certain that there will be no better bait for our problem. And it is very likely that this will be our next opportunity to confront. Perhaps with this additional support and then there's just a sigh. I hate this job.
Coraline just kind of smirks.
What they're doing makes sense, but I don't like it. But it's a chance. And we have to take it because odds are good that they will. And no one's going to call it off.
Yes.
We stand ready and determined.
Yeah.
It will also be a good opportunity to show the people that we are not tradition. That we are not going to allow the same to continue if, in fact, we are not.
No, I don't believe we are. Change is needed.
Yes. Yes, it is.
At best, broken systems must burn. ourselves revolutionary knights. So now we must be.
Fully
Understood.
agree.
Well, if nothing else need be said, I will be taking my leave.
I would ask, there's no demand. I would ask if you are willing tomorrow to show up and help. Perhaps put your expertise to use. It is far better than mine in this, and find the best places to station and prepare the knights that we have on hand.
That I can do.
Thank you. This is a fight you've chosen to be engaged in, and it is not lost on me.
Yeah. If you'll excuse me. And Alice leaves. I will Alice will go towards some of the alleyways where he's explored prior, ways that
Of course.
he knows that no one is around.
Yep.
And when he's here, he takes out his morpher. Yellow Revolutionary. And as he puts in the key, the morpher no longer opens. He puts it down and sinks to his knees. There, a voice sort of intrudes. A promise made is a promise that needs to be kept. Isn't that how those contracts work? And that's it.
That would leave us back with Adam and Coraline.
My Lord Levy, before we part ways, I wanted to take a moment. I don't believe I've thanked you yet for staying with me, with my father.
Of course. Of course.
I know that you have many of your own duties to tend to, and you didn't have to take the time, so thank you.
Miss Emberton. Coraline. You have suffered your fair share, and it is the least I can do to provide the knowledge of support. I can only from my own experiences share in somewhat of what you go through now. It is not the same, and I don't pretend it to be. But no one should be alone for that. Certainly not you.
Thank you. I also owe you an apology. I have been unkind towards your character and person in the past, and well, I see now you didn't deserve it.
If I may offer you some reassurance, I too have been unkind to my person and character in the past, and I hold less of a grudge against you than myself.
Well, then, and she goes to like fiddle with like a necklace or something. But there's nothing there, so she puts her hand back down.
Miss Emberton, have you lost track of your necklace?
No, well, my father has been indisposed, and things have been until he's well enough again to deal with the books. There are responsibilities that I have taken into account that well, that she looks flustered, and then she goes, "It's embarrassing, but well, we're not. My family's not in need of money or anything, but I couldn't access the books myself because, well, that's my brother's role, not mine, and I sold it."
These blasted books do always get exhausted. To whom did you sell it? I hope you got a good price.
Well enough. I'm sure I'll replace it eventually, but for now, it's funding things that need to be taken care of.
To whom did you sell it?
Well, my lord, I don't think that's any of your business.
No, certainly not. Otherwise, I wouldn't need to ask, would I? I only ask so that on the occasion when I see someone else wearing it, I don't accidentally confuse them for you.
Oh, yes, I can see how that would be a problem.
I am perpetually exhausted nowadays. I am working 3 different positions. You would, I hope, take pity on an exhausted person.
See, now you think too highly of my person.
So I'm starting to believe that is not possible.
We have more important things to worry about.
We have everything to worry about, Miss Emberton. And the rest of our lives, however long or short they may be, to do so. Humor me so there is one less distraction on the battlefield tomorrow.
How about this? I'll make you a deal. You stay alive through the next battles, and when we've won, I'll tell you.
That does seem fair. I will, however, request an additional stipulation. I have been informed that because of my newest position as Knight Commander, it is uncouth for me to show up to one of these events alone. So I ask that you return the favor that I have done for you. Except, I will promise that no member of my family that I know of will physically assault your person.
Well, it hardly seems even, but I suppose I'll have to accept.
Well, perhaps whenever Jax returns, I can ask, but I can't imagine why you would be so excited for that.
Oh, excitement? No, but I do like things to be fair. I'm sure I could find a reason. Maybe I could step on your toes.
I have to imagine you would have to work very hard to do so. The last time
Probably.
we shared a floor, your grace seemed to come very natural.
Thank you. And she's kind of looking around as though she's not sure. For like one of the very few times you've ever seen her look like she doesn't know what she's doing for a change. I will certainly accompany you, and I suppose we'll have a good time until it's time to not have a good time anymore.
Coraline,
Dom.
thank you.
It's my pleasure. Call on me for anything. Although I warn you, you know that they will set the ton talking.
As though they haven't already.
I may not have to worry about any of your family members, but some of those angry mamas might be after me after this.
Well, you can likely take most of them.
I certainly hope so.
Except Lady Ombesh. Maybe not Lady Ombesh.
I will avoid her diligently.
Ah, yes, good. A good, smart decision. The nightmare that would be that woman with armor.
Oh, don't
And
make
I
me
think-
have nightmares.
And I think that we go from there back to Adam. As we kind of look around, we see everyone kind of around the location. I'm assuming that even without the ability to henshin, Ellis will still be doing what they can. So we still see Ellis walking around talking to different knights, figuring out whose strengths are where to put the individuals. We see Coraline. Did Adam ever track down the necklace?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think by the time we make it back, as long as that's okay with UK,
Yeah.
I think that by the time we get to that event the next day, Adam already has it.
100%. So we see Coraline kind of being this just force around again. Did you ever go to your brother and ask for him to release the money for the orphanage and that kind of stuff?
I think that she did, but she's not just running their house right now. She's also taking care of all the charities that Dom would normally take care of. And that's a lot more funding than I think even her brother has the ability to release for this.
I think that... Was that an assumption or something she was told?
I think it's something she was told.
Okay. So yeah, there's this. We see Coraline going around, partially preparing for tomorrow, partially making sure that again all of the wheels of the different charities and services are still running and operating as they should. And we zoom even further out, and through this orb in this dark room, we see shifting behind this false throne, this rolling and writhing machina larger than any other seen so far, this massive wyvern rumbling out a growl as the Paradox King chuckles, ready for tomorrow. And that's where we're going to call it tonight.
Thanks.
I'm so ready.
So yeah, thank you everybody for staying with us through all of this. We're going to go ahead and go around the horn real quick and go through and tell everybody who you are, who you played, and where they can find you. We're going to start with Jax for X today. So why don't you go ahead and start taking us out, X?
Yo, everybody! I am 1 second while I do stuff. While I do stuff. There we go. I can speak. Here we go. I am Xtel, aka Extra the King, all over the socials. I'm the social media manager here for Tales from the Table Studios, and also a resident tail slinger here. So you can catch me on Sundered Skies on Sunday. This Sunday, coming up on the 11th. In the tail slinger seat once more, as we bring our crew to the underwater kingdom for the first time in forever, because they've never been, most of them at least. So that's going to be a wonderful time. And then you can catch me on, well, let's see. I think the next time I won't, actually, don't have much. Oh, yeah, no, Tuesday. You can catch me Tuesday for the pass table of this game, where I play the actual young Jax LaFay while he's still human. So there you go. You can check that out. It's a wonderful time. We'll see how long that remains. But, let's see. This past Wednesday, I had my chance of telling a story in Mutants Masterminds for the first time ever. So you can catch me on Superhero Shenanigans later on this month for more of that. The last session left the players in a bit of a how do I say, of excitable mood, I guess is the best way to put that. So you can catch us there later on this month on Don't Kill My Character for that. And also Sanguine Scourge on Don't Kill My Character, where I am the storyteller / player. Storytell the Anarch table, play at the Camarilla table, and it's a wonderful time. Season 2 is coming, so be ready for more vampire stuff. Let's see. There's a lot of other stuff I'm on that I can't remember right now. But other than that, you can catch my start playing. Where I run a lot of vampire. And I also stream from my own channel sometimes, so you can check that out too. I play a lot of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 on there. So check that out, and I'll pass it over to Kimma.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite them Cam. I'm like all the other nerds you follow, except extra dramatic this time. You can find me on all the socials at FaveThemChem. You can also find me behind the scenes at Apochromatic, and if I may, they're at Apochromatic. They're already gearing up for their annual Black History Month celebration. They're gathering GMs and players and tech and producers. I will be behind the scenes working tech for some of them. If one stream just happens to be a little glitchy, just don't worry about it. But yeah, that's it for me. Passing it on to Kay.
Hi, I'm Kay. I played Coraline Emberton.
You had to pay for the rights. You had to pay for.
Yeah.
Get that
So yeah, that was me. You can't find me anywhere. I don't exist.
And that passes it over to me. And as always, you are our favorite delusion, Kay. Thank you so much for being with us for this. I am TR Grimm. You can find me everywhere on the internet at empathic_Grimm. I am a game designer, producer, and certified therapeutic game master by trade. I was so happy to be yet again the master of ceremonies for these fantastic people and a tale slinger, as I am always happy to be here on Tales from the Table Studios, both in the seat as running the game and in the other seat as playing the game. You can find me going forward. There is going to be on the 21st, if you haven't had enough Sentai and Sensibility, the season 2 of the first season that I've played with now, our new group, the Coziest Trauma Corner, which you can now find on YouTube starting probably next week when I finally make the channel live. You will be able to see us going forward playing the second season. You can figure out our first season over on Zeal Zaddy. You still have plenty of time to go give that a watch. I highly recommend it. It's a very different Sentai game than this one, but I like both of them. Don't tell anybody. I like this table more. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're going to also be starting to put up both on YouTube as well as a couple of other places where you can find podcasts, our Wild Sea series of Earth and Odyssey going forward. Again, probably going into next week. Keep an eye out. The number one place to find me is going to be on Blue Sky at Empathic Grim on Blue Sky. Whatever the Blue Sky ending is, everyone knows what that is. And from there, go ahead and just, keep an eye out for that kind of stuff. I am also, later this year, going to be getting set up on Start Playing Games a boot camp for GMs. So if you've ever been wanting to figure out how to learn how to play a game or want to kind of bring your game to a next level, I bring 25 years of experience and I'm a certified therapeutic game master. So go ahead and keep an eye out for that. And I'm happy to kind of let everybody in behind the screens for how games should be run. Other than that, don't forget to tell your tales as I pass it over to Lion.
Hey, y'all, it's Trick Lionheart. Most people call me Lion. You can find me everywhere on the internet. It's Drake Lionheart. I use they, he pronouns, and today I have had the absolute joy of playing a Dom Levy and being emotionally devastated yet again, which is one of my favorite things to be anytime I play anything. I am the founder, because I get yelled at if I don't say it. I am the founder and director for Tales from the Table Studios. You can find me doing stuff here all the time. I do all of our production, although we'll see how long that is true for. Very exciting. But I do our production, and I am very, very excited because it's just a wonderful community of fantastic people. And if you want to be a part of that community, you can do so. We have a link to the Discord down in our About section. Click that, come swing through, say hi, hang out. Join us because it's the best way to keep up to date with all of our projects and the first place we post all our casting calls. So, great way to do that. It's also where we host our movie nights. It's just a bunch of amazing writers, storytellers, game designers, human beings, just all over hanging out. So you should absolutely just come hang out, be a part of that. It's great. The next time you'll see me is on Sunday for Sundered Skies, where I will be here as the skies have been sundered and we're gonna go underwater, and I, playing the lion folk, are not thrilled with doing that, but blub blub blub, down we go. It's gonna be a great time. Things have been wonderful. Kate, how dare you? But in the most appreciative way possible. After that, you'll see me on Monday, maybe. We're gonna see if we can finally get this Baldur's Gate run started. Hopefully. Then you'll see me Tuesday for Cozy Co-working, and then Wednesday I'll be over on Live from the Apocalypse for Neon, our cyberpunk magical girl story where I play the dead but not really former leader of the team who is now breaking hearts and getting their heart broken in return. And we are so close, I'm sure, to me eclipsing and also just emotional devastation all around. It's going to be a great time. Stay tuned because we're going to have updates on our socials soon with our schedule. We're a little bit behind. The holiday had us, busy, and we've all been kind of recovering since then. But we are working on doing Shrek 2 this month. We're going to have a date as soon as we can, but we're going to watch Shrek 2. I've been promised that it is a cinematic masterpiece. And as someone who's seen almost zero Shrek whatsoever, I am so excited for that. So we're going to do that. Give me half a second. I'm going to check something very quickly, and then I will disappear. Sorry, one sec as I check this.
I'm gonna love Shrek 2's Castle Siege scene.
I'm so excited.
Phenomenal. It's actually legitimately fantastically Adam. It is. You are in for a treat.
Hell yeah. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to disappear in a moment. For anyone who hasn't hung out for any of our recent streams after we've gone off the air, you should stick around because we've got a little peek at something. We'll have more information about that to you soon, and a lot of other new information in the next, week or two. It's going to be a time, and we're all very, very excited because things are about to pop off. Come back, because on Tuesday we also have the next episode of Sentai and Sensibility as our other table happens, and I won't say anything except you are not gonna want to miss it because things are happening. Okay,
They're gonna be wild.
It's gonna be wild. I'm gonna disappear. We're gonna let you go. Stick around because we're gonna raid Alter Echo Archives, who are playing something in Cypher. Remember, eat enough food, drink enough water, do the things you gotta do even when they're hard. make space to lean on people and let people lean on you when you have the spoons to do so, because community is so important. It's true now more than ever, and boy, oh boy, if it doesn't feel like that's going to be true for the foreseeable future. And until next time, always remember to tell your tales. Love you all so much. We always appreciate y'all. And we will see you all so soon.
Evolution is inevitable. It is a gift granted by nature itself. Homo mutatis is not the future, it is the now. Mutant kind is an inescapable reality that refuses to be denied. You have tried time and time again to show demonstrations of your power, and each time we have allowed this game to continue. But now you have overstepped. You have seen only glimpses of ours, but soon you will witness our true response. M-Factor and the United Future Foundation offered you peace and a chance for common ground. We will not give you the same offer. We are here for you, for us, for all kind. You will accept us, or we will not accept you.